Alright, what's up everyone, DuCovie23 here, and we finally have the winner of the DuNatural contest that I announced a really long time ago, and the deadline was a long time ago. It's just that I am completely lazy, and I just didn't want to judge everything. And so finally, guys, last night I judged everything. And, you know, although some of y'all already know the winner because y'all watched the live stream of me judging, which that is also nerve-wracking because I don't want to make anyone feel bad or anything like that, just because their, you know, map or their prefab won't get on into the next round. But we had a total of 56 contest entries, and that is a lot of entries of prefabs to go through. And, you know, now, of course, I had to dwindle them down to the top 3. So basically, guys, let's go ahead and announce the third place winner is Beauty Terrain Medium by MechBird97. Now, this one is a beautiful little piece of terrain. It's not extremely detailed, and I think that's the reason why it got third place. Because I think if he would have put a little bit larger of an island here, you know, put a little bit more detail into it, then I think it could have possibly gotten second or first, depending on how much he actually put in. But I love the fact that this is extremely unique. It kind of reminds me of some sort of like fantasy theme with like the green grass there with those white rocks, and you know, has the snowish white tree, and so it kind of fits really well if you put the little moats you know, thing on the map. And so that's kind of cool. And you know, I just overall think that this is a great prefab that people can take inspiration from, or go ahead and, you know, take that itself and put it into their own map. Now guys, the second place one is going to be Island Large by Almighty Nubs. Now between this one and the first place, it was a very difficult decision to actually you know, go through all the details and everything and decide on which one will actually win first. But this one is a very, you know, well-made prefab, and it also uses, you know, fairly not that many pieces for such a large prefab. So that's another thing that really impressed me, is the fact that it looks extremely detailed and it looks really cool and unique. And people can also put this into their maps, or they can build maps around this and still have plenty of objects to be able to build their own structures and things on, you know, this or around this. So overall, I think this is a really great prefab to be able to put in to your maps. And, you know, guys, definitely be sure to go check out this prefab. It is called Island Large by Almighty Nubs. And now the first place winner of the $20 Xbox code is going to be Snowy Walkthrough by Nickabokabookie. That is a very interesting name. I know I said that a bunch of times on stream, but Snowy Walkthrough is a beautiful map, and it's fairly small. But one thing that really stood out about this map is the fact that he made it look like the snow was compacting onto the rocks, like, you know, and it was building up on the rocks and everything. And that's something that really stood out to me, because of the fact that, you know, you just normally see people with like snow maps or something like that. They just put rocks down and that's it. But of course, if there's a snow, you know, if there's snow on the map, then naturally, most likely the snow would build up on the rocks also, as well as on the ground. So he really went in and put a lot of detail into making sure every rock actually had snow buildup on it. I love the little cave pass, little, you know, walk through and everything, where you can actually see the little mine shaft, like wooden pieces that are holding up the cave and the rocks and everything, so it doesn't collapse. Overall, I just think this little prefab is a amazing prefab that, you know, everyone should go check out. And it puts so much detail, and also take inspiration from this and, you know, put it on into y'all's maps, you know, and the amount of detail and everything like that in it. So guys, I really hope that y'all enjoyed the DuNatural prefab contest. Now, the next contest, guys, is going to be a DuCovie contest. So it's going to basically mean that you have to build a covenant structure or room or hallway or whatever, just something covenant, and it cannot be like partial human things. I know I've had questions on, can I build like a human bridge? And, you know, like have like a little human bridge with like cars and stuff, but then like covenant things are like landing and attacking or something like that. And no, you cannot do that. You have to have all covenant things on there. It's got the entire prefab has to be covenant itself. Now, unlike the DuNatural contest, this one has one thing that makes this a little bit more difficult to do. You have to be able to fit the entire prefab on a 256 by 256 floor piece. So it has to fit within that 256 by 256. Of course, it can go taller or lower than that. That's perfectly fine. But the width and everything and the length has to fit within the 256 by 256. You can't go outside of that. Y'all don't need to necessarily have the 256 on your prefab while you're doing it, but if something gets really big and I'm worried about the size of it, I will spawn in a 256 by 256 and, you know, put it on your prefab and check to make sure it does actually fit within those parameters. Now, a couple simple things that, you know, of course y'all have to do whenever y'all are, you know, making y'all's covenant stuff. You have to, of course, have a thumbnail on your prefab. And guys, you know, tag this prefab with DuCovie. That's D-U-C-O-V-I-E. Make sure you tag it with that DuCovie, and that way I'll be able to find it. Also, guys, this will be due by the cutoff date for all this is midnight on the 16th of October. So basically, that is Sunday at midnight on this, of course, October 16th. And that is the cutoff date. If your date modified shows up as the 17th, I will not accept that. You know, I won't accept that entry. And so make sure, guys, there's time zone issues here. So make sure you do not submit your map the day of, you know, of that, of the thing, because, you know, some people with time zone issues submitted it the day of, but it turns out it was a day late. On my end. So make sure you do not submit it or edit anything, because even if you edit the tags, it still shows up the date modified. I trust a lot of people, but I'm sorry, guys, as someone judging a contest, I cannot just all of a sudden be like, okay, well, you know, you just modified the tags, that's okay, because I don't necessarily know if you modified the tags only. You might have actually modified your map, and then I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So make sure, guys, if it shows up on October 17th, I am not accepting it. October 16th is the deadline. Do not submit it the last day, so just in case, so everyone can get their stuff actually into the contest itself. Now, this one won't be for a $20 Xbox Live code like the first one. This one will be for a $10 Xbox code. I'm sorry you're going down. It's just I plan on doing these more often, so I need to kind of lower that a little bit because this is coming out of my pocket. But yeah, guys, thank you so much though for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, click that like button. If you want, you know, to see more contests and things like that, make sure you subscribe. And remember, guys, let's forge a new Halo.